Raise your hand if you've ever struggled against a Malphite as a bruiser. I see all of you raising your hands. Okay. Against tanks, usually as bruisers, we rely on the good fundamentals to actually get out of lane. So in this video, you can learn from one of the best to ever do it. Viper, the rank 1, 2, and 3 at the same time. Riven, OTP on NA. This guy is a complete monster and he's going to show you a masterclass, and I'm breaking it down on how to play versus tanks. So everyone strap in, make sure you pay attention, and I'll see you guys later. Why are we doing this setup? Does anyone know? Faster item spike is correct. We're going to rush our items, okay? Usually, when we have D-Blade, we get more HP and we get less damage. D-Blade gives us better laning, right? But what is our game plan here? We're not looking to lane. Against tanks, you want to avoid lane. How are we going to do that? We're going to proxy, right? And so playing tank matchups is all about this fundamental part. We're going to play aggressively when the wave is pushing away from us, and we're always trying to spam resets. We want to get as many resets as possible. Now, as you can see, Malphite has Grasp. Malphite's going to do W start with Grasp. He could do Q start with Comet, but a lot of people are scared of the early game Malphite poke when Malphites do Comet. But you need to imagine if Malphite was able to gather all his mana into one big Q, he wouldn't even deal half of your HP. And so you shouldn't be scared of Malphite's early Q damage. You should only be scared of Malphite's Q damage after the first reset, okay? So, level 1. I always tell you guys to ask for a ward on Raptors. In high elo, people don't really ask for them because it's very normal. It's just a common... If you don't ever... it's expected of you to ward Raptors, so you don't really have to ask it every game. This guy's playing obviously in Challenger, right? So the Raptors are warded. So, what's next? We don't know where the enemy jungler is quite yet, but we will find out soon. We are going to try and play for Prio. Why are we playing for Prio? Because if we play for Prio, we'll get the first reset, we'll get the first move, and we will be in a good spot. So why does Viper play so aggressively early? Well, it's to zone from XP, right? If you zone your opponent from XP, you can guarantee a really good all-in trade early game, and that allows you to kind of put yourself in a really good position in the lane. Now, even though you might notice, hey, he didn't really win this trade, did he? Does it matter that he didn't win this trade? No, it doesn't. Why? Because Riven can get her damage off faster than a Malphite can in an all-in. So if they're both low, is Riven favored. And besides, he is getting prio from this trade. He is getting prio, yes, believe it or not, he's going to pop his spots really fast here. A lot of people wouldn't do this, by the way. A lot of you chatters here would wait way too long with popping your pots. If you're going to play for prio and you're low HP, pop your damn potions. It is so insanely good. Also, by the way, good ward by Malph. If he didn't ward this bush, it would be very annoying for him because Riven would be de-aggroing the minions. And look, now because it's warded, Riven has to walk all the way into the other bush, which gives Riven even more minion damage on her face. Now, as you can see, if Malphite contested the wave here, he would die because Riven has 12 conk stacks and she has her Q up already. She can just all in the Malphite right here. So it's giving prio. Why is giving prio so important for Malphite? Because, well, I mean, if you take too much damage, you're going to have to base CP on the bounce, which is not good. So Malphite's giving prio. Riven is trying to get a level 2 timer. So what are we doing? We are queuing both Malphite and the wave at the same time. That's very important. We want to get double the value, right? We want to get the value of hitting him during the trade and also hitting the wave to thin it so that we can get a level 2 timer first. So Malphite here has to walk away and respect that level 2. You see? Very important. Now, this is like a crucial moment in the game. Look at our Silas, guys. What do you notice about the map if you look at our Silas? Anyone? Passing top? Not necessarily. This is a prime example of why this ward is so good. See, most junglers have like a similar clear speed, okay? So now that we see that Raptors are down, if we see that our Silas just did his third camp, usually that means that the enemy jungler is also roughly going to be done with their third camp, which means if these Raptors were still up right now, the enemy jungler wouldn't be top side, they would be instead pathing towards top, okay? So now we know enemy jungler is going either into our top side or towards their bot side, and we have a ward there, so we know we could see them if they were walking to our top side. What is our first thought process here? Our first thought process here is we are isolated. We are in a 1v1 isolated scenario. Because our Silas is going bot, because enemy jungler is going bot side too. You understand? So, what does that mean? We can proxy. This means we can proxy. Would we be able to proxy if we didn't have this information on the Raptors level 1? Yes or no? The answer, I'll let you guys guess before I give the answer. No, because John could come. You can, but it's a flip. And we don't want to make flip plays, right? We cannot flip the game. We are in Challenger. You give the enemy jungler an early kill. I always say this, guys. When you give a champion a kill, and that champion is a champion that runs around the map the entire game, aka the jungler, you are ruining the game for your team. Don't do it. Don't flip it, okay? So this opens up the proxy for us. So what are we going to do? We're going to hard push the wave here, and then we're going to look for this proxy. And the way you do that is by walking through the turret, and obviously you're going to hug this wall. Really important detail. You hug the wall. Why? Because this wall is the furthest from where he's lasting the means. Now, we're going to proxy. Why does Viper want to proxy in a tank matchup? Anyone know? Does anyone know? How many of you would just reset there instead of proxying? Okay, let me just lay it out for you guys, okay? Let me lay out some sauce here. I'll give you some game here, okay? What does the wave state look like if you base without killing this wave here? So let's say there's a wave here that's crashing, right? I'll even make it like fancy for you guys. There's a blue wave here. There's a blue wave here. And there's a red wave here. This is the scenario, okay? When we recall on this timer, what happens to our wave? It slow pushes to us. Exactly, it slow pushes into us. It's slow pushing into us. So let's fast forward. This is a red slow push, right? I can even draw, like there are like, let's say there's like 10 minions here to our 6 minions here. Can we contest this wave? It's gonna be hard, okay? It's gonna be hard to contest this wave. Usually, we're going to have to, you know, if Malphite base TPs, he's gonna have like triple cloth armor. We're gonna have to give them the crash. Why is that a problem? That is a problem because we're giving Malphite tempo, and then on the next turn, he can look to punish us. That is not good. We don't want that. So, what does the wave look like if we proxy? What does the next wave look like if we proxy? So there's a blue wave here, there's a blue wave here, and the red wave here dies, right? What does the next wave look like if we proxy? If you don't know, the wave looks like this. It's in the middle, right? It's in the middle. There's a red wave here, and there's a blue wave here. It's true, I like to refer to this as true neutral. It's no one touched the wave, not a single wave even stopped to attack a minion. It's true neutral, just like level 1, true neutral, okay? That is exactly what we want. Why? Because when we proxy and base and come back to the wave, we lose minimal CS, minimal XP, and the enemy top laner, if he tries to touch that true neutral wave and push it, he won't be in time because we can hold the wave, and then he has to base on the freeze, which is bad. Or he will base, but then we come back to lane, and guess what? He's going to be late, which gives us autonomy over the wave, and that lets us slow push into hard push, and which gives us, you probably guessed it, another proxy. So this is the cycle. Slow push, hard push, proxy, base, slow push, hard push, proxy, base. Slow push, hard push, proxy, base. You understand? That's what we want to do. Now, someone asked, what if the enemy jungler is pathing towards top? If the enemy jungler is pathing towards top, then you can't proxy unless you have full knowledge of exactly where they are. And then you can take the wave and execute. Or you think you can outplay it because it's a weaker champion. You know, you're playing Riven, you can solo kill a Kayn. If Viper at TP is proxy necessary, yes, you should still proxy then, in my opinion. Doesn't make sense. That's why he's proxying. So you're playing in the tank matchup. You don't win short trades. You're going to get poked out of lane. So what do? You proxy. Hope that's clear. Now, he doesn't actually get the proxy. He doesn't get the proxy. Why doesn't he get the... Well, you can listen. It's kind of funny. So, but still, you still get the point, right? One of the minions just randomly swapped aggro. Now, this is not random, okay? It's written in the code. Why does this mean swap aggro? Why does this mean swap aggro? Do you guys know? Why does this mean swap aggro? There is a reason for this. There is a reason for this, and you can actually prevent it. You can actually prevent it from doing that. Because he didn't attack? Yes. If you walk away too fast and you don't attack these creeps, they're gonna go away. And the third reason is these me's are too close to this creep. You see, this creep is quite close compared to the other ones, right? This creep is too close to these creeps. So the best thing to do is, like, look, he walked in a way where this creep, he didn't have space to walk this way. So he had to walk around like this. And because of that, he deviated from like the fastest path, which made him closer to this wave. I know it seems like a lot of detail, but all you have to do is make sure that the creeps aren't blocking each other and they're, you know, smoothly being able to transition into you. So look, this creep, he didn't leave any space for it to walk down. So it's going to walk up instead. And because of that, it's going to walk away. So now he was like, ah, she-ball. She-ball. Okay, so he ends up deciding that he wants to stay. Which is fine, because two reasons. And one, enemy jungler, it will be bot scuttle. So he's going to be in a 2v1 scenario here. Two, I think he wants item spike or something. He needs like a specific amount of gold. So he does a couple trades, and then once the wave is like grouped up, you know, here it's like equal numbers on Malphite's side of the lane. He's going to recall. He knows Malphite has no ward, so in order for Malphite to stop Riven's recall, he needs to face check the bush. So he just recalls inside of the bush, and during the recall, he's trying to get all the melee XP, which he doesn't end up getting. What Viper should have done is he should have recalled 2 seconds later. If he recalled 2 seconds later, he would have not only got this recall off, but he also would have gotten the XP off of those 2 melee creeps, which he now sadly lost. So he made a mistake there. Okay, so, you know, him staying here, he bought Dorn's Helm. He didn't even spend all his gold, which is kind of crazy to me. Anyway, he didn't spend all the gold, gets Dorn's Helm. So I guess this is the tech he does now. Instead of doing Dorn's Helm first, he does refillable longsword, and then he gets like his Dorn's Helm on his first recall, because otherwise, you know, he wouldn't be as strong on the first. I don't know why he does it exactly, but yeah. Okay, we walk back to lane, guys. As you can see, the wave is slow pushing towards us. This time, Malphite has no pots. And we're playing Riven, so we can thin the wave during a trade, right? Like, we can thin the wave while trading, which is one of Riven's strengths. So normally, it's pretty hard to set up the freezer, because Malphite is like, you know, it's going to get level 5 first. On the next wave, he has a big slow push. But it's not black and white, right? It's not black and white. Jack of all trades. Oh yeah, sure. Okay, he gets Jack of all trades from this D-Helm purchase. That's a really good reason. I didn't realize that, but yeah. So not every champion can do this. Some champions can. Riven is an exception, who can, instead of letting the wave slow push into us, she can just take back control of the wave and slow push it back into the Malphite. So she does the trade. Why does she do this trade specifically? Because once again, she gets double value. She gets both the value of the trade and hitting the wave, okay? Double value. That is really, really, really important to realize. Alright, so at some point, we're just going to hard shove the wave, because obviously Malphite's going to base with this HP. We're going to make sure, if you don't hard shove this wave, it's going to be really awkward, because Malphite will be able to hold it, so we need to hard shove here. And after hard shoving, we're going to take the plate. One auto is enough to get it, usually at least. And then we're going to proxy. And as you can see, he warded over the wall. Now, was this ward necessary? No, it wasn't. Why not? Because you can see prior to the ward, we can see Jarvan bot side. However, this ward is normally very good. Why? Because this ward spots, it spots the entrance. It spots the entrance. Which entrance am I talking about? This entrance here. He's trying to get the plate, by the way. He's trying to get the plate while proxying. As you can see, he proxies. And then Jarvan should be resetting and going topside. So he's just going to execute. He's trying to get this plate while executing, which he doesn't succeed. But now we see Jarvan on Krogus as well. So that ward will still maybe nice, actually. Yeah, actually, it's a good ward, because you see Jarvan afterwards. That's very good, actually. Very nice. Okay. Ruby boots. Now, in tank matchups, going like Black Cleaver is usually very good. I like personally going Eclipse into tanks. But yeah, it's against Malphite, right? So the more armor Malphite builds, the more value Black Cleaver gets, because it's a percentage. It's not a flat, it's a percentage amount. come back to lane. Wave is pushing towards us. We're gonna the same thing he did earlier. We're just gonna trade, and during the trade, we're gonna hit the wave, right? We want double value. Once again, you're gonna just double value, hard shove the wave, and then we're going to try and just shove wave after wave after wave after wave after wave. And Malphite's not really allowing Riven to proxy that easily because he keeps pulling the wave like this. And right now, I don't think we know what the jungler is, so he's just gonna place a ward and get out. Come back to the lane, one-shot the wave, come back, and again, Malphite based, Riven based is a true neutral wave state, but Riven based earlier, so therefore, look, Malphite's not here. What do? We get full control of the lane phase. Let's fast forward. Malphite keeps holding the wave in front of turret. Why is that good? Because it stops Riven from being able to get access to the proxy. It's very hard for Riven to proxy here if Malphite's holding the wave like this, because she would have to walk through tower, and then Malphite will alter the moment she tanks aggro, and then it's awkward. Anyway, look, Malphite looks to TP bot lane here, which is, it can be a good play, but it's a bit risky in my opinion, because now you're giving Riven like 3 plates top. Good pings by her, by the way. Very good pings. Just can hit the tower. Don't forget to proxy the wave before it reaches the turret, because the enemy wave is going to deal damage to your wave, which means your wave is going to do less damage to the turret. And it gives you tempo as well, right? So we're going to kill this wave fast. Again, that ward, he likes doing this ward a lot, I've noticed. I guess it's just really nice to know when people are coming. Plus, you know, you can see when the enemy jungler is doing Krugs. Malphite ends up dying. He gets like 3 plates. This ward makes him able to contest the Jarvan on Krugs here. And then Jarvan ends up leaving. Pretty sure he just takes this fight because he has like, I don't know, pickaxe Riven, just that OP. I think he misplays a bit here. Yeah, he ends up misplaying a little bit, and then he just gets out and then bases, gets his back cleaver, and now he's in prime position to carry, right? He's in prime position to carry this game. So we're going to walk back top lane. He TPs back top lane because he was a little bit late. Now, me personally, I wouldn't TP here. I would walk top, catch the wave, and then look for a teleport play on Drake. I think he made a mistake here. I don't think he should have TP'd here, because what is the difference between TPing here and walking here? You lost the wave. Malphite is getting this crash anyway. It's not like you're preventing him from crashing this. So if you look at the difference, there's not much difference. The only difference is now you don't have TP for the dragon, which sucks. So that TP was, in my opinion, not very good. Would love to know what his thought process was there. Right, we're trading a lot. Again, you know, we trade. Then we hit the plate. He's going to be a little bit scared of Malphite ult here, most likely. Yep, Malphite ults. By the way, a classic against Malphite is often when you only have caster creeps on a tower, he can ult and E the wave, and then the wave dies so that you tank aggro. That's what he should have done here. If he eats this wave, Riven would have maybe died, honestly. So yeah. But now Malphite's out of mana and he can't do anything anymore, so he's just going to hard off the wave, take the tower, take the plant, come back, catch the wave, base. What do? I always say to you guys, don't open up straight through lane. Bad. Open up through jungle. Why? Why do I say this? Does anyone here who's been watching my content for a while knows this? Why do I say open up through jungle, not through lane? Why do I say that, guys? Anyone? You can pivot to either side because you're closer to move onto the map. Proximity. Maybe there could be something on mid, more options. Exactly. My class is very smart. No, exactly. My class is super smart. You guys are good students. Viper, rank 1, 2, 3 player consecutively, does that as well. As you can see, in high elo, it's a very, very normal thing. You just open up through the map. Whether there are portals here or not, you open up like this. Why? Because there's always an option of someone collapsing mid. You can join the play. Now he pivots to top. Now Malphite's mid. Pushes 1 top wave, 2. Push this one and the next one. Why does he push 2? Well, obviously, if he moves to mid right now, after the first one, he's going to be late on the wave anyway. So you might as well push the next one. And then you're going to be looking to either, well, guess what he's going to do here, guys. Come on. You already know. He's gonna hover. Exactly. We're hovering. We are hovering, guys. We are hovering. We are going to be... Look at the mid wave right here. You see this mid wave? We want to hover on that mid wave. We want to be close to the play that is potentially going to happen. We don't know if it's going to happen yet. But we want to be where Silas is roughly, okay? And if a fight breaks out, we can join this via flank. If no fight breaks out, we can go back top, get high tempo, and then do it again. I don't know what's gonna happen here. Yeah, so he's hovering. Just by him sitting in fog, just by him not showing, he is a threat. And as you can see, he hovers. He even walks all the way to the river to where Silas is. And then he realizes, wait, people are not contesting mid-wave. Brand is top, Malphite is top, Orianna is going bot. So the moment he looks at the minimap and sees that the enemies are not contesting the mid-wave, what does he do? He returns top. Why? Because we want to shove the wave as high as possible. The faster, the higher we kill the wave, the faster we can be on the next mid-wave. Do you understand this, guys? That is the push and move strategy that I always talk about. League of Legends is such an easy game. Just win lane and do the push and move strategy and you will be high elo. It is literally that simple. Okay, it's not that simple, obviously. I'm just joking, right? But I'm just, you know, I want to showcase that you do this. You just do this. Catches the wave high. Now, if he had TP, sucks that he used it earlier. If he had TP, he would be able to do a very beautiful TP play. He would just TP on the bot wave and get like a quadra kill here. So he messed up by using it earlier. But we're still rotating. Why are we rotating? Guess why, guys? Guess why we're rotating? Exactly the same reason as before. We are hovering. We're joining the play. Malphite is stuck catching top. So we have a slight dilemma here, okay? Think with me for a second, guys. What are the two options? Either A, Malphite moves. Malph moves. B, Malph stays. Those are the two options, okay? If we're sitting top lane, if we're just sitting top lane after catching the wave, I can even go back. Let's say we catch the wave here, or we push the wave rather, and we're just gonna sit top lane and wait for the wave to crash. Do you guys see the issue here? What is the problem? And if you are like an S tier student, you should know the problem and the solution. And the solution is already a little bit, you know, you can't catch mid anyway. That's wrong. You can catch mid. There's a wave coming right now. You're not late on a mid wave. Malph will stay and we can't progress anymore on top. Can't. Oh, can't you catch mid anyway? Okay, no, you're right. I read it wrong. Sorry. No, can't you? Yes. Yes. My bad. I read it wrong. Okay, you're correct. You can do anything anyway if you stay top. You can't. Yeah, you can't do anything anyway if you stay top. You can't. Here's the problem. If Malph moves and we stay top lane, let's say we're here. And Malphite just, let's say, okay, actually, let's say he stays here, right? Let's say Malphite stays and we're just sitting top lane. What are we achieving? Nothing. We can't progress. We might be able to get one plate and then we're out. Whoa, what is that? Why do we need, like, what? What are we doing? Okay. If Malphite moves, then the other 50% chance, if it TPs, now it's good, right? So this play, if we stay here, how often is it good? 50% of the time. Yes? Do you understand this? It's only good 50% of the time. So it's not consistent. That is the problem. What is the solution? So we identified the problem. What is the solution? Does anyone know what the solution is? What is the solution? Go mid, catch the wave, then group. Exactly. The solution is to give ourselves options. Exactly. Look at how beautifully he does this. It's elegant. It's beautiful. It's extravagant. He rotates to mid. He rotates to mid. So now, the two options we had, either Malphite stays or he joins. If Malphite stays, we are there first. We create a numbers advantage. That is good, okay? If Malphite moves, now we can either still join if we think it's good, or we can move back and take the almost entire turret. So now it's not a 50% chance based on what the enemy top laner does anymore. It's a 100% chance based on what we want to do, because we give ourselves options. Do you understand this, guys? Anyone here doesn't understand this? You say yes right now, because I can re-explain it. We give ourselves options by always rotating, always catching the wave high. So look, now he could go mid. push the mid wave, take the mid turret, go back top, push the top wave, take the top turret. You could go mid, take the mid wave, join the fight. You could go back top, take the turret there. Look how many options you have, guys. You have so many options. All you have to do is stop going through lane like an NPC. Stop giving yourself one option. That is it. Now, the option he ends up going for is he runs back top. Why? He's playing Riven. He's playing a champion that relies on high resources. By the time he joins his fight, it's going to be gone anyway. And if he ends up deciding to go mid and push the mid wave and take the mid turret, that is not a bad decision. But it is not as much gold as going for the top tower, because people will be able to defend mid faster since it's closer to the fight. So he goes top lane, pushes the wave, gets 3 plates, okay? 3 plates and like, what, 2 waves. And now he gets collapsed on and he dies because he overstayed and he greeted his flash. But that's not the point. That's just a misplay by him. It is what it is. Anyway, the game is not in a good spot, right? We just all died. Our entire team basically just died, right? 3 deaths. We did get 3 return. Yeah, we did get a couple return kills. But that play was not good because we didn't have TP, etc. Okay, now, next sequence. We almost have 2 items. Next objective is Drake. We don't have the RTP for that. Why are we late on this Drake? Because we got caught. If we didn't get caught, we would be able to join the Drake fight with item. This mistake here is a snowball effect. Him dying here led him to have less tempo. Him having less tempo led him to not be able to join the Drake fight as easily. So now he has a decision to make. Either he's going to go top lane and get the waves there, or he's going to go mid and be in proximity with the objectives. He's going to open up mid so that he's close to both the Herald, the top wave, and the Drake. Which is the correct option, by the way. You already made the mistake. A lot of people would not acknowledge this. A lot of people would just still go here, and guess what? You show yourself on the top wave, enemies will force Drake. They will force a fight here. Malphite doesn't have to be here. He can even give this turret if he wants to, because it's third Drake. That's very valuable. You can give tier 1, tier 2 for that. That's fine. You understand? So we open up through mid. We acknowledge that we made a mistake, and because of our mistake, we are low on tempo. Because of our mistake, we can't push this wave. If we didn't die, this wave would be pushed, we would have our item, and this Drake fight would be a lot easier to play. So that one death led us to having a way lower chance to win this Drake fight. Happens. But that's the impact one death could have, guys. One death can make the game so much harder. Do you understand? So now we're catching the mid wave, we're catching another mid wave, enemies get Drake anyway. We get our second item. We are running bot lane instead of, and here another good detail by Viper. Would you run to the bot wave or would you take the camp first? Well, if he runs to this bot wave, he's going to be late anyway. By the time he's there, Malphite killed the wave already, so might as well take Krugs first. Take Krugs. Now we run mid. Why? Technically, doing Krugs is a way of hovering. As you can see, he is not that far from the mid wave, especially on a champion like Riven, who can jump over walls, a lot of mobility. Riven can join fights like this quite easily. If you were playing a champ like Garen, you would have to rotate with Q and, you know, run around. That kind of sucks. So we're here. Boom, we jump over the wall. Malphite's bot. We know Malphite has no TP. So we're going to be pinging. He's pinging. He's taking the flank. He's preparing his Q delay. And we're going to just, you know, dominate the fight here because we're Riven with 2 items. There we go. Kill this guy first. Flash over the wall. And the flash was necessary, but instantly, the moment people die, instantly, boom, what's next? Go top lane. Take the wave top. People collapse on you. He's baiting. 3 people dead, so he can bait here. He's gonna like slow fight, right? He's not gonna commit too hard. He wants the enemies to fight. There you go. Bait the Camille E. And now we can kill everyone. Well played. Well played to Viper. Monsieur Viper. Now, as you can see, he's 190 CS at 19 minutes. Not because he's playing for farm, but because he's making good decisions. Am I right, guys? I always say this. High CS per minute is a byproduct of doing good decision making. Good decision making leads to high CS numbers. That is it. He's not a turbo. He's not really insane at not missing last hits. He's just good at the game. Right, again, how do we open up on the map? Next objective is top side. We have TP. We want to go bot side. Do we open up through lane or do we open up through jungle? Obviously, we're going to open up through jungle. We learned this by now. Open up through jungle. Going to take the red buff first, then we're going to take the portal. And now look, we're hovering. Whether or not you're realizing it, this guy is hovering. He is doing this concept. He's hovering between this and this. If the enemies overstep, he can flank. If the enemies show all of them on mid, but they're respecting, he can go bot, take the turret. Whatever he wants to do, he has 2 options. He can do whatever he wants. Also, make sure he's in fog, right? He's not going to overextend. He cancelled Camille E because he was in fog. Then he's playing the fight very, very well, obviously. This guy is really insane at Riven. Completely solo carrying the fight, setting up kills. The moment everyone dies, instantly goes bot lane. He wants that turret. And now we're just, you know, goofing around. Okay, go for the bot wave, take the plate there, take the gromp there, take another wave. Again, push the wave, so therefore, look at this, perfect example, guys. He pushed the wave, okay? What happens when you push a wave? Someone has to answer it. What happens when someone answers it? You get a 5v4 on mid. Look, Brand is bot lane right now, 5v4 on mid. He is solo carrying this game by playing waves. He's getting high tempo, he's getting priority on bot lane. Priority leads to him making a 5v4. And on paper, this will always be good. You know what I mean? Just missed the ult there, unlucky. They end up winning the fight because Brand was late and he is just completely smurfing it. Instantly goes back bot lane, pushes one wave. Now again, he pushes the wave. So someone has to answer there, otherwise they're going to lose farm and they're just going to fall behind slowly but surely. Again, pushing the bot wave, pushing the bot wave. Now his entire team is here with him. Normally, this is where you would ping your team to go away from you because you want to, you know, get Nash. Beautiful ult by Bard, by the way. Very good setup. Flash W. No. Flash E, W. Oh, okay. Malphite dies. Take the bot inhib, take the mid inhib. Go top lane, push the wave out. Team wants to go Nash. We get a flank here. Once again, you know. TP flank this time. Let's see how he plays it. Let's see how he plays it. Is it going to be absolute cinema? Of course it is. Of course it is. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Boom. Boom. Oh, unlucky. So this is how Viper turned this, you know, somewhat close game into a free win. And he just stuck to the core principles of mid-game. That's how I did it, guys. There you go. There we go. There we go. What do you guys think? I don't even know how the concept of nice farm equals AFK farming comes from. All rotations are